Good morning. I'm Heather. I'm doing a reading from Meditations for Those Who Do Too Much by Anne Wilson Schaef. Balance. Creative minds have always been known to survive any kind of bad training. Anne Freud. Even though her father believed that our lives are determined in our first 5 years, Anne Freud seems to have moved beyond him. Although we are affected by our past and our training, each of us has within us the possibility of moving beyond them. Unfortunately, when we try not to be like our parents, we get caught in the same trap as when we feel like we have to be like them. Either way, we are determined by our past and controlled by our reaction to our past. Some of us spend our entire lives vacillating between these two positions. We do have another choice. That choice is to acknowledge and honor our past and be ourselves. The third option is to be me. So there are a couple things I'm going to argue with about here. I do agree, actually, that an awful lot of pretty much everything we know about ourselves is laid down in those first 7 years of life. And we learn it just through the modeling around us of our community, of our family, of our society. We learn the rules of the road and how we're supposed to be in this world in those first 7 years. And what gets real interesting is when you realize how many of your behaviors, I'll speak for myself, it blew my mind when I realized how many of my behaviors, how many of the aspects of what I believed to be my personality actually were learned behaviors. And the good news about it being a learned behavior is it can be unlearned and replaced with, something with new learning. It can be updated with new learning. So the way that I do that most is, granted, I do spend the majority of my time studying and learning and educating myself in a variety of ways, but I also choose to spend my time with the kind of people who are living the kind of lives I want to lead, who are being in the way they are, the way they move through the world is more the way I want to move through the world. Calm, connected, confident, well-resourced. All of my needs are way beyond met. I no longer strive for just getting by and survival. I strive for thriving. So yeah, it was a pretty damn good day when I realized that I could teach myself or learn new ways of being. The anxious, freaked out, worried, sick, people pleaser, all of that was learned. I've unlearned all of that. And it's not also just learning, it's remembering. It's remembering who my actual, true, organic self is. And I do that through revisiting my childhood essence, whether that be through hearing stories about myself as a child, looking at photos, revisiting the memories and seeing if there are ways to reframe the way that I remember it. Because one of the cool things about going back into a memory is you have a 360 view of it. If you really inhabit it, you actually can look around and see what else was going on. There's this 10% that I was completely focused on at that time. But when I go back to visit that memory now as my resourced adult self and take a look around and see what else was going on and take into consideration the people around me and what they were dealing with, and make an assumption that everyone was doing the best they could with what they knew at the time, myself included. It often reframes just about every memory, even the really, really difficult ones. So, yeah. Hope you have a kick-ass day. I hope you are surrounded by amazing community and human beings who are moving through the world and being the way that you would like to be, because we learn through watching others. Have a kick-ass day.